Hi, YouTubies! It's me, Zachary Michael. Also, hi, hello. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well today. I don't know if we're keeping track of how I'm feeling. Like, I'm definitely feeling better than yesterday and the day before that, but like, I still am coughing a little bit, and of course, like talking about it makes the cough come out. So, thanks for your patience. Anyways, today I think a new fave over here on the YouTubies on the Twitch, um, for me to react to is this content creator called Frugally Delicious. She's making fascinating meals over here on her channel, and today the video we're watching is called Three Ingredient Meals, Easy Meals, Cheap and Tasty Meals. Now this title is giving, it is giving Timu, it is giving trying to put in as many words that will hit the algorithm in the way that will pick it up and have a lot of people watch it. It's giving like, why did we need the word meals in the title three different times? I guess, is that like a metaphor for the three ingredients that's going to be in each of the meals? It's a lot to ask, a lot of questions. Oh, should we do a prediction? Will there be cheese water today? Will there be cheese water today? I feel like that would make people so upset. Like what constitutes cheese water? Well, I would say cheese water is if she melts cheese with water in a pan. That's cheese water. Will there be cheese water in today's video? Yes or no? All right, there is a prediction ready to go for you all if you're interested. Is this the same lady? The same lady as what? This is the cheese water lady. Yes, this is her. I don't know what her actual name is. Her channel name is just Frugally Delicious. I don't even remember, but I won't participate. Yes, I will say this particular video comes recommended from Just Jamie in the chat, as a lot of videos do. She's a real one for vetting this shiz for us. What's the difference between cheese, water, and broth? Probably the same. Probably the same. Cheese melted in water. Nothing else added. Essentially. Okay, this is my cue to go today. The nausea can't handle cheese water or anything else. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll have a lovely evening. Tiny's Violin, thanks for being here. It's all on the line for me. I have to rep my namesake. Okay, potato and cheese broth 69. Thanks for being here. Oh, let me turn off the alerts. I don't know why I just thought about that in this moment. But anyways, while the prediction is still running, could you all put some 69s in the chat if you're ready to get started today? I'd really appreciate it. We're really gonna need to know that you're ready to go. The prediction is looking fairly close right now. It's fairly even, but leaning no. Leaning people who think that there won't be cheese water today. Look at all these beautiful 69s. Lots of beautiful 69s in the chat today. Thank you so much. Ooh, more people in the last seconds putting their bet on no. We got 57,000 points on no, 41,000 on yes. All right, we shall see. Let's just get to, shall we? Oh, let's turn it up. You know what? I just realized I never turned the captions on my Twitch stream. Should I do that now? I should. Nobody said anything. Or maybe they did and I just didn't see. It's possible. I was doing a lot of yapping before we started recording for YouTube today, so my apologies. I voted against my instincts today because they did me wrong yesterday. I'm hoping she learned her lesson on the cheese water. I think the lesson she got from the cheese water is that she liked the cheese water. She referred to it as a sauce, even. All right, let's get to.
Hello and welcome to Frugally Delicious. Today I have 5 meal ideas for you. A lot of these I have never tried before. There is one that's near and dear to my heart,
Huh?
and we'll go over all of those.
Oh.
But first, happy Halloween if you
Girl, that's just cheese on rice.
celebrate. Welcome fall. I am ready for y'all.
These are not recipes. These are not recipes. How are you gonna make something with angel hair spaghetti, cream cheese, and everything bagel seasoning?
This first one, I did stumble across this on the interwebs, and I had to give it a try.
You found this recipe on the internet? This one we're about to watch? Was it one of your own videos?
I actually have.
If she puts water in the cream cheese, does it count? I think it will depend on how she makes it. So, like, if she melts the cream cheese in a pot filled with water, I would say that is cheese water. That's cheese broth.
Had all these ingredients.
But if she just, like, let's say she boils the pasta and then just melts the cream cheese into the pasta, I don't think that is cheese water. Does that make sense? Like, I think that that's a pretty clear distinction.
It's on hand. You only need these 3 items.
Okay.
You got pasta, you got...
Also, I would like her to cite her sources since she said she found this on the internet. I'd like to see the original recipe.
Some cream cheese and everything bagel spice. I'm just going to work on cooking my pasta.
Okay.
Cook it however you want to. You don't have to use spaghetti pasta. You can use any kind of pasta you would want to.
Good to know.
This is the only one I had on hand, so this is what I'm using. It would be fun to try different kinds of pastas and shapes.
Listen, I do think, like, if you're just trying to work with whatever's in your pantry, you can certainly use whatever pasta you want. But also, it's just the facts that, like, some pastas are better for different types of sauces and stuff like that. And, like, sometimes it does make a difference. But I do agree, in general, use whatever pasta you want.
Cook your pasta and drain off most of the water. You do want to leave a little bit in there, and it's going to help get the cream cheese spread around. You might want to even reserve a little bit to the side just to be sure. You could just use regular water.
I would say this is maybe not cheese. We still have to wait and see, but I don't think it's necessarily cheese water because she's, like, mixing it into the pasta. Wait, did she not start the boil first? Wait, did she just put the pasta into...
Pasta.
Oh, no, it's boiling.
Drain off the
I think it was
cream
boiling.
cheese spread around. You might want to even reserve a little bit to the side just to be sure. You could just use regular water.
Okay.
You could use some kind of broth if you want to, but...
Yeah, I think it has to be cheese and water being mixed together separately first, you know?
I'm just kind of sticking to using as few ingredients as possible. You can use as much cream cheese as you want. That is about a tablespoon.
Okay.
So use as much as you want. If you don't have...
Is it literally just mixing cream cheese into this pasta?
Cream cheese, you can use a combination of many different things. You could use sour cream, you could use milk, you could use half and half, you could use heavy whipping cream.
This is sad. Poe, you're also sad. Stop, bud. Do I need to close the door so you can't hear what's happening in the stairwell? Do I need to close the door? You're fine. You're fine, buddy. You're okay. All right. You wanna address the haters? You got something to say? You got something to say, Poe? I do love that she's repeatedly saying, you could use whatever. You could do this, you could do that, you could do this. It's just like, well, girl, I say this a lot on my channel when it comes to these food recipes, but, like, girl, if I could just do what I want, then I would. Like, I came here to see your recipe.
Any of those creamy deliciousness things that you get in the refrigerator. The recipes I found online actually had...
No, what recipes did you see online? What recipes are you following online? Like, cite your sources. I can't believe somebody would put this at well, I mean, she did. You know what? She did. So maybe there are.
Bunch of different things in there. This is a very broken down version of it in the sense that I wasn't going to put all of those ingredients in here. I was trying to make it minimal, but still kind of get the flavor. So,
girl,
add
what
salt,
flavor
pepper in there, and then of course,
girl, it's cream cheese with a little bit of everything bagel seasoning on it. What flavor?
Everything bagel seasoning. I wish it was a little bit less dry. I should have put a little bit more pasta water in there just to make it a little bit more thinned out and creamy.
Girl,
Top it with
why do you want it thinned out?
an additional sprinkle of pepper if you want, additional sprinkle of salt. The main star of the show is the seasoning from the everything bagel seasoning.
What?
And I put a little extra.
This is definitely something I would have made in college or like when I was really struggling. Like, which I guess is the point, right? Like her channel is frugally delicious. Emphasis here, I think, like a lot of the word frugal or frugally is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. I'm curious about the delicious part.
On top here, you can put as much as you want, put as much as in there as you want to as you're like making your sauce. It's really up to you. Put a little bit, put a lot of it. This was really good. I am still kind of torn on
wait, what do you think she gave it? She's about a number will pop up here in a second. How well do you think she rated this? Out of 10. We got some 6s, 8, 9, 8, 6, 9, 69. Oh my gosh, clever Wauma 7. I feel like this is probably an 8 for her, if I'm going to be honest. It doesn't sound like something she's willing to give a 10 because it's too dry. But I imagine she... What did I say? Did I say an 8? I think an 8.
Or not I really like it or not. I think I like the flavor, but I didn't like the little seedy bits in there mixed in with the very
7.
soft noodles. I don't know, something about the texture of it. It was good, but I liked the flavor. I didn't like the texture. It was like a gritty with a soft texture. I just didn't appreciate that. But it was overall really good, and I'd be willing to try it again.
How is that a 7 then? How is that a 7? And also, yeah, that's literally what everything bagel seasoning is. That's like literally what it is. It's got seeds in it. I don't know what you wanted.
For this next meal, this is meant to be a very simple meal. So if you have canned biscuits, use canned biscuits.
Also, this is easily already maybe more than 3 ingredients. Maybe I'm making that up. It looks like she's got flour, some kind of milk, dairy product, and butter.
Have frozen biscuits, use frozen biscuits. But I thought this would be a good time to kind of go over a biscuit recipe.
Okay.
It's a drop biscuit recipe. And this is what I love to make. It's
I guess she doesn't count like salt and pepper as ingredients.
Get serving. So perfect for individual servings that you want to make.
Wait, was that supposed to be a meal? Where's the protein? Well, frequently, yeah, her meals do not have protein. I would call a lot of her things not like a complete meal in terms of like having maybe all of the food groups or all of like the potential nutrition you're looking for.
And of course you can double or triple this. I'm just putting the ingredients across the screen.
Okay, wait, no, this is far more than 3 ingredients though. If you're using bread flour, baking soda, salt, butter, and whatever that dairy liquid is, that's far more than 3 ingredients. I hate when they lie about the number of ingredients. I really do. Because that's all clickbait. Like, that's all to get people to click on their videos. It's like, oh my gosh, can you believe I made all of these recipes with 3 ingredients? No, you didn't. You lied. You're a liar. You're a liar.
You can kind of see the measurements. And basically all you want to do is mix the dry together and then put in some butter. This is just some cold butter that's chopped up. And
wait, is she potato and cheese broth in the chat says I think she's counting the biscuits as 1 ingredient because she said you can use canned biscuits. If she's considering the biscuit on its own 1 ingredient, that would be something else. I'll be real pissed if if that's what she's trying to say.
Use your fingers and get them all dirty and get it all coarse if you want to, or if you have one of those mashers that mix the butter in with the flour. I don't know the official name.
Okay, there's milk.
You can use that. Just make it kind of coarse, and then add in your milk. Stir that up. I used a half a cup, but then it was super dry. Sometimes it comes out more dry than other times, and of course that's just because I'm using a measuring cup. And
what do you know about using your fingers and getting them all dirty? I probably know more than most. I probably do, but she seems to know a lot. She seems like a pro.
Not doing it by weight. It's a little bit more accurate by weight, but I don't have a scale, so add as much in there to get it to a like goopy consistency. Yes, goopy. Make sure your pan is hot.
I love a goopy consistency. Obsessed with a goopy consistency.
I've done this 2 different ways, and I think I like this way better. I think it gives
Wait, this is how she's making biscuits? In an unoiled stovetop pan? We're not. Is there oil in that?
A better crisp on the bottom, so you can put it in your pan not
heated,
there's
the butter.
Or you can do it heated. There's whatever you want to do. It comes out the same, but you just get a little bit more of a browned bottom if you heat your pan first.
I think in general you're probably advised to heat your pan first.
I did put some butter in there. It's a nonstick pan, but I was erring on the side of caution.
Yeah, girl, nonstick pans still require you to use like oil and butter to cook things. What do you mean?
So you want to cover that and cook it, and
it's not saying like don't use oil to cook your food. It's just saying that like you'll have less stickage in general.
About a medium,
right? Like I'm not stupid for saying that, right? Like I've always been under the impression that you should still like cook with oils even when you're using a nonstick pan. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm stupid. Listen, I'm not an expert.
Medium low temp.
I've also never made my own biscuits before.
I want to scorch these bad boys, but of course you do.
Right, sure, you don't necessarily have to, but I would say you still like. I mean, oil does other things besides keep your food from sticking to the pan. Like it adds flavor and things like that, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I'm not a professional chef. I'm not sure she is either, but
want to cook them all the way through. If you want to cook this in the oven, you can. I don't know of like a specific, heating time or temp. I would say probably
those look like bad pancakes and less like biscuits.
350, 375 for 10 to 15 minutes. Just check on it. But I just like doing this on the stove because it's super easy.
I'm also like, what does covering do in this case?
And you don't have to worry about, putting in anything in the oven and heating up the house and all that.
All right.
But this is meant to be simple, and I was just kind of wanting to show you right now how I make my drop biscuits. I've shared this one other time on my channel. They're super easy, and
I mean, that did seem, I guess, kind of easy. I just like, that was more than 3 ingredients.
Really delicious. So I just wanted to share that again, but use any kind of biscuit you want. And I'll be using some wolf.
Oh, okay. No, but she is counting the biscuit as one ingredient then. We're going right into whatever this chili stuff is.
Brand chili. This is the no beans. Just put some in a container, warm it up, and then top your
that looks like
it. If you want a
that looks like Dee Megadoodoo.
Little extra, little buttery flavor. Put some.
Why are we? Who eats chili and biscuits like this? Wait, what? Wait, why are we doing this? Wait, why are we doing this?
Butter on there.
A chili biscuit? Also, like, why not just have chili and, like, eat the biscuit with, like, why are we smearing it? I guess I could see, like, a biscuit as a side to, like, making some chili, I don't know. I'm also not trying to just in general eat canned chili. I'd rather just have some like homemade, made on the stove situation type of deal, but
I didn't do that, keeping it simple with as few ingredients as possible. We got 3 ingredients: the
no.
biscuits, the Wolf Brand chili, and then topped with
I'm really irritated that she's counting the biscuit as an ingredient, one singular ingredient.
some cheese.
That does not look appetizing at all. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. It is giving shit on a shingle, but not in the way that I think most people enjoy eating shit on a shingle. That's like a very Midwestern dish if you aren't familiar. Like that's an actual thing that people from the Midwest eat, but what do y'all think she's gonna rate this? Maya says she's gonna give this an 8. Hectique says 10 out of 10. What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. I think she's gonna eat this shit up. I'm gonna say she's gonna give it a 9. I'm going with a 9.
Use any cheese you want. I just particularly like
Oh, and
cheddar.
she's eating it with a spoon.
You could also use a golden liquid cheese, aka nacho cheese.
No.
This was really tasty. My husband.
A golden liquid cheese, aka nacho cheese. First of all, no. No, you could use cheese water, cheese broth.
Said this was fabulous.
A 9! Ding, ding, ding. I'm right. Wait, did she say that her husband said it was fabulous?
Really tasty. My husband said this was fabulous. I would put jalapenos on top. I would put some sour cream on top.
Uh-huh.
This is perfect the way it is, but
I mean, honestly, she had to show how to make them biscuits, because otherwise this recipe was literally just her heating up some canned chili and dumping it on top of a biscuit. That's all it was. That's literally all this recipe was, you know?
those are the fun ingredients that I would add.
That's also what irritates me about some, not just her videos, but some of these people we watch cooking and making recipes. Like, I get that maybe the idea is to give people inspiration for things that they can do easily on their own, but I'm like, I don't know. I personally don't need inspiration to heat up a fucking can of chili and dump it on some shit. You know, like, that's something my stoner ass could figure out. Like, my drunk college ass could have figured out.
This to give it a little bit more and pizzazz.
Like if I'm looking at this and thinking like, could I reasonably make this? Could I have reasonably made this as a drunk college student? Then it's like, maybe it doesn't need to go in a video. That's my thoughts. Like, no offense. Like, I know a lot of people have to eat in a wide variety of ways and like have to make things work in a wide variety of ways. I just continue to be so fascinated with what people choose to like showcase as like, oh my God, would you look at this? And then say here and rate it a 9 out of 10. Like, wild.
On to the next meal. I'm going to be making some cheesy chicken rice.
Cheesy chicken rice, and there's water going into a pan. Oh, she could just be making the rice though. It might not be cheese broth. Don't get too excited.
Super easy. Again, 3 ingredients.
Yeah, she's just making the rice.
I'm making a smaller serving of rice.
Oh, I like that little, is that a little like cat measuring spoon?
2 tablespoons rice and a half a cup of water.
Oh, look at the cat in the background. Oh, that cat is so cute. That cat is a cutie. Zach, how are you doing? Are you going to be okay? I think so. I think I'm going to be okay.
You can make as much as you want to, but I'd like to make it a little bit smaller because I am going to be adding other ingredients in there.
LOL. Oh, is the LOL the cat?
I'm using a whole can of chicken. Normally I would just use half, but since the rice...
You got to get that chicken juice in there too.
Isn't going to be as much in there. I wanted a little additional flavor, and I wanted a little bit more bulk to the meal. And this has a ton of protein. You can just take this straight out of the can and mix.
I love how her concern for this meal is having a ton of protein, but like, where was the protein in that first meal?
Mix it in with the rice if you want to, but I like to.
Oh, that's dry. She cooked all the chicken juice out of that. That chicken is dry. Yeah, the people in here saying this is food for the cat. It's giving cat food. It's giving Playground wood chips. Yes, Maya. Playground wood chips. It's giving like you're running around a playground as a child and the wood chip gets stuck in your shoe. Hated that shit. I hated that shit as a kid. That shit would drive me nuts. You're trying to play tag on the playground and you're running and a wood chip gets stuck in your fucking shoe. Pissed me the fuck off as a kid. Really did.
Put it on the pan and give it a nice little crisping because I just think it tastes good that way.
A crisping? Girl, it's dry.
All right, rice is done, chicken's done. Just gonna mix those two up together. And what I like about this is if there's any moisture left in the rice, the chicken from pan crisping it will be a little bit crunchier and chewier. So putting that in with the rice, it gives it a nice softer texture again. But
she's saying if you got some wet ass rice, no worries. You can correct it with your other poor cooking choice of drying the fuck out of this canned chicken.
Still have that flavor of it being pan fried. Putting that in a cute little...
Also, what do you mean pan fried? How are you gonna call that pan fried? What are you talking about? She's just saying words.
Pie dish. I do have a link below if you're interested in that.
Also, where's the seasoning? Where's the flavor? Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I did get this in a store, but you can get it from Amazon. And then some nacho cheese. Put that on top. And no, your screen isn't glitching. I just wanted to play around with the effects on my computer. So that was just me putting the cheese on and taking it off. I was just playing around. But
okay.
Anyway. Top it with little salt, little pepper, whatever you want to put on there.
That respectfully, where's the flavor? Did you not see the chicken juice at the beginning? She cooked all the chicken juice off. Salt on the nacho cheese. Yeah, that nacho cheese is probably very salty already. But then it's also like the only flavor that's going to come through here is salt. Like that rice had no seasoning. That canned chicken had no seasoning. It's wild to sit here and call this a meal. Without the cheese, that is food for a sick doggo. No, that's also real. That's like literally what I feed my dog when he has stomach issues. Like when he's got like runny bowels or he's throwing up a lot. Like you give him some just plain ass chicken and some plain ass rice. Like respectfully, yeah, for me this is a 0. For her, I bet she gives it an 8. This seems like an 8 for her. Potentially a 10. Also, to call this a meal, to call this a recipe, wild.
You could load this up with flavor. Salsa would be really good in this, on this, mixed in with the rice. I love doing
Sure,
that.
so why didn't you do that?
I gave it a 6 because it's tasty, but to me, I think that you could really church this up by adding...
I'm shook that she only gave it a 6. I'm shook that she only gave it a 6. Baffled that she only gave it a 6.
A bunch of very...
Sub pumpkin in for the nacho cheese, now it's pet food. Absolutely. That's the other thing is like you toss on some pumpkin puree for dogs to help settle their stomach as well. Basically the same thing. Her big idea was just put shit on rice. No one tell her about Asia. Well, it's just like, yeah, she literally, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so creative. I put some nacho cheese and some canned chicken with this rice. Like, I guess like my thing is like, I also get being frugal. I also get the idea of like, we're trying to think creatively of things we can use in our pantry. And it's just like, show them ways that they can actually be creative with the things in their pantry. Have we considered the use of seasoning, you know?
Various ingredients. I would probably put some sour cream in here to make it a little bit more creamy along with the cheesy. My husband said this was really good. He just thought it needed more salt. So
more salt? He thought it needed more salt? Your husband thought this was really good? He's lying to you. You need to have a serious conversation about communication and values in your relationship if this man told you this was really good and the only thing it needed was more salt, because first of all, I have to assume it already has a lot of salt in it from that nacho cheese and the salt you added on top of it. And second of all, there ain't no way, like, he is lying. He is lying.
Oh, this next one, oh my gosh, I love making this. I've made
Oh, what
this
is that? Are
tons
those?
of times.
Oh,
One of
those
my
are
favorite
lentil
things to
split
make in a pinch.
peas.
Takes about 40 minutes or so, but there's a lot of offhand things that
Okay,
you don't
this feels maybe a little bit more creative. Split peas. All right. Okay.
have to do. So like basically you kind of set it and forget it. I'm going to show you how I like to make my split pea soup. I have my split peas,
Okay.
about a half a cup. I cook this in two different sections. That's why it takes as long as it does. If you don't want to do it the way I'm doing it, it will take you half of the time. But I just like this way because it gives you a better soup base. So what I do is take half of my split peas, so 1/4 cup split peas, 1 cup water, little salt, little pepper, and I will get that to a boil, get that soft, and then
I don't know anything about cooking split peas. I don't even know if I've actually honestly eaten split peas. So I don't have any commentary or feedback to give about the split peas, but you might have to let me know if she's doing something crazy with them. I'm from the South though, so I need to be punched in the face with flavor, and they think garlic is spicy.
we'll add in
It's lentil
another
adjacent.
round of everything. I do like to add carrots in now and later. So again, just using 1 small carrot.
Okay.
Half of it's going in now with the 1/4 cup peas and then the half a cup water. Once it's been cooking for about 25 minutes, it'll start to break down, and then you can just use your utensil and kind of just give it a quick mashing just to kind of speed up the process.
Okay.
You're going to need to add in the other 1/4 cup split peas and the other 1 cup water. This is up to you on how much water. If you want it a bit thicker, you can add another
Does it make sense to have half of the split peas cook longer than the other half? I don't know if I was really following her reasoning for doing that, but it seems weird that you would cook half of the peas twice as long as the other half. It's a texture thing, I guess. Maybe she just like wants half of it to be mushy.
half a cup or so. Again, adding in the second half of the carrot and letting that again come to a boil. It's going to cook for about 25 minutes again.
Okay.
I do it this way so that I can have a nice thick soup base, so the split peas will break down into
okay, so she wants the first half of it to like make the thicker texture of the soup. But seriously, Zach, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? Pinky, I answered your question earlier. I said, yeah, I'm doing fine. What do you mean? I answered that question, bestie. What else do you want me to say? What else do you want me to say? I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks for asking.
sauce, but then I do want whole pieces of the carrot and the split peas. That's why I do it in two different sections in here. I split it off. So if you want to have a little bit more flavor, you can add chicken or beef flavoring. You can use chicken or beef broth in this. And my favorite thing to add to this to make it creamy, so it's a creamy split pea soup. Oh, it's so good. Is adding in some type of milk product.
But also, where's the flavor? What is the she said she added some salt and pepper.
Showed them all on the screen. Just personally, I'm just going to use a little bit of milk, but my favorite thing to use in here is sour cream and a little bit of milk. A little bit of both of those things.
Oh, now you're adding
I'll
half
cook
and
it,
half?
and then I'll just top it with the sour cream and then kind of mix it in as I eat it.
I don't know.
And just for a little fun little swirl pattern, you can put a little drop of half and half in there and then give it a nice little swirl.
Is that fun?
And you get that little...
It does not look appetizing. Not to say that it couldn't be, but I just feel like it probably needs more something. Like it needs like some kind of seasoning, or even like some kind of like fat content, or like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it just needs something else. I feel like The flavor of in split pea soup comes from cooking everything with a ham bone, which is like 4 doll hairs. Yeah, well, that's also what I'm thinking. Like, it seems like would need something to bring some other. I mean, I know what the flavor palette of like carrots are. I don't know what split peas taste like, but I assume if they're anything like other peas, they're not like overly flavorful. Like, you do need to do some. Like, you need to add something to them.
Vortex in the center if you're serving it, and you want to make it look pretty because it's not really like a
Ooh, an
beautiful dish,
8.
right? But it's a tasty dish. It's my favorite way to make this. I hope you guys enjoyed this also. I hope you give it a try. I hope you like split peas because I used to not like them only because I just felt like they take too long to cook. But honestly, they really don't. Super delicious.
Okay.
Okay,
This looks like another thing that's more than 3 ingredients. You got a lot of ingredients on here.
For this last meal, you have a whole bunch of options. I'm going to show you things on the screen here, and then I'll go over what I'm going to be using. These are just some white beans, and I do like to put them in containers, and I put on the back on a piece of tape the date that it expires and what's inside of there. So just a little tip for you if you like to save your jars too. I do like to make them from scratch, but if you want to make this super easy, just use canned white beans, any kind of white beans.
Okay.
I already made some. I had them in the refrigerator, so that's what I'm using. You'll need some kind of pasta or rice.
How many chances to get cheese broth do we have? One more. And it doesn't look like there's any cheese in this, to be honest with you, bestie. I think she said this was the last recipe.
I'm going to be using pasta, but you can use rice if that appeals to you better in this dish. It's going to be like a rice and
Wait, so she's not using rice or beans. She's just saying they're options.
Beans dish. So I just wanted to try it with the pasta because I've never done that.
Oh my gosh, Willow Davis, thanks so much for rating. Y'all, if you don't follow Willow Davis, go give him a follow both here on Twitch and also on YouTube. Actually, I have a command that will give you a link to his YouTube in the chat too. He covers on YouTube he covers King Cobra JFS, and on YouTube or Twitch he does, I don't know, lately he's gone back to playing games after a brief hiatus, I think, from streaming on Twitch. So go check him out there as well. And if you're rating into the Twitch stream today, this is a YouTuber called Frugally Delicious who makes questionable meals, but frugally does a lot of the heavy lifting in her recipes. Not quite entirely sure about delicious, but yes, this is in fact the cheese water lady. Although so far today, no cheese water. We actually did a prediction about whether or not she would have cheese water in any of her recipes today, and so far she has not. She has not.
I like to, try a little flair here and there.
What does she want a little flair of?
I like so. I just wanted to try it with the pasta because I've never done that, and I like to, try a little flair here and there.
Oh, the pasta's gonna give it a little flair. The pasta's gonna give this dish that we're about to watch her make a little flair.
Okay, and for the sauce, you can do one of two things. You can do either diced tomatoes. You'll need a little bit of the juice from that, plus the diced tomatoes. If you are going that route, you will need spices, and I would probably use either beef or chicken bouillon and some water.
But she said, I'm gonna use thick and chunky medium salsa, so you don't have to add any spice because salsa's spicy.
That will give you a nice soupy broth, tomato soupy broth. But I'm going to be using some salsa because it has a lot of the built-in flavors that would go in a almost spaghetti sauce, and it's got the onions, it's got peppers.
Salsa is not going in a spaghetti sauce, girl. That's no longer spaghetti. That's no longer what do you mean? Salsa has the things that go into a spaghetti sauce. No.
It's got tomatoes, it's got spices. It makes this so easy. So that's what I'll be using along with the pasta. So just get the pasta cooked out of the way, and then this sauce is really simple. I'm just going to take...
This sauce is really simple because it seems like it's just salsa, and it's not a sauce. It's salsa for chips. What do you mean? It's salsa for tacos, not spaghetti.
some of this.
Also, yeah, why not? If what you're going for is spaghetti, just buy a jar of spaghetti sauce, girl. Just buy a jar of spaghetti sauce if that's what you want. I don't understand.
Salsa. And then I'm going to add in some water to thin it out. That's probably a little over
so
1
serious.
cup. You can use as much or as little as you want to.
I'm not trying to eat. I'm not trying to eat thinned out salsa over spaghetti noodles. No, there's that fucking gnat again. No! The salsa water. We didn't get cheese water today. We're getting salsa water.
Get out so that I have a little bit more liquid sauce.
Oh, and she's adding bouillon. Oh my god, this gnat's driving me nuts.
My spaghetti. You can use beef or chicken flavoring.
Oh, but she's not going
or some kind of broth instead of the water. And you can use
she said you could, but I'm not going to.
Salt and or pepper, which I will add a little pinch of both of those.
If this is literally just spaghetti noodles and salsa water, I have had it. I have had it officially.
So all that's left to do once you get that warmed up is to plate your spaghetti and then put your salsa sauce on top.
It's not salsa sauce. It's literally salsa watered down with water and heated up on a stove.
Everything in
she's got to be so fucking... I need her to start being so fucking serious.
Serve it. I'm just doing this for presentation purposes. And then those are the white beans. I'm just using...
Oh, there are beans in this. That's the only other ingredient we're adding is white beans. I know you're fucking lying. Ma'am, I know you're fucking lying.
Container I used for the salsa. That way it can kind of collect all of the extra little bits that might be in there. I didn't season these at all when I was cooking them, so I'm just adding a little bit of salt now. You can add salt, pepper, whatever you want to. You could mix a little bit of the salsa inside of here and then just put them on top. I was hoping the beans wouldn't be as soft as they are, but I did overcook them, so they're kind of more on the soupy side.
Not overcooking. How many things did you really cook here? And you overcooked the beans? Girl, what?
This was really good. I was a little scared about the salsa, only because it doesn't sound like something that would be traditionally on a dish like this. But when I really broke it down, I was like, okay, so tomato sauce, spices, onions, it has everything that I need in there. So I'm just...
That looked putrid. Get a jar of fucking Prego spaghetti sauce. Pick the brand. I don't care what brand it is.
I'm just going to go on a leap of faith here and give it a try. And I'm really glad I did. This was super tasty. I started tasting each of the ingredients by itself. The beans with the salsa.
What do you mean you tried the plain spaghetti? You had to try the plain spaghetti by itself to see how it tasted? You had to try the plain beans to see how it tasted by itself? What do you mean you tried them individually? Get out of here. This recipe makes no sense.
The beans with the pasta only, the salsa with the pasta only. I just wanted to kind of test everything out and see what I liked. It was an overall very delicious dish. And I'm really glad that I used the salsa. I hope that you enjoyed these meal ideas. I enjoyed sharing them with you and creating things in the kitchen, both things I love and things that I've never had before. So I hope to see you in the next video. Guys, take care. Thanks so much for watching and happy eating, my friends.
I have not the cum beans. Not the cum beans. Not this. Not cum beans. Oh my god, look at old Mandy May. 4 stress-free dump and go crockpot Thanksgiving recipes. Oh my god. Well, we won't be watching that today, but good to know that it's there. All right, let me give to everybody who said there would not be cheese water. Congratulations, you're a winner, baby. That was a lot. That last recipe really was the worst. It really was the worst one, honestly. Like that was awful. That was terrible. I don't understand what even the inspiration for doing all that was. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me, but listen, let me stop trying to make sense out of nonsense. YouTubies, that's all I got for today. Bye, YouTubies! Subscribe!